Hey everybody, hope you all are doing fantastic today. I hope you all are having a great holiday season. I know we are coming up real close to Christmas pretty soon, and I wish you guys a great happy holidays or just a great rest of the year in general, or holiday season if you guys don't celebrate Christmas, or if you guys are celebrating some other type of holiday this season, or a great rest of the year and a great 2021 because we're coming up on it pretty dang soon. But yeah, the topic at hand that I wanted to kind of cover in this video today was in regards to manga and light novel and the differences between the two when it comes to the Bunny Girl Senpai series, or just in general, because it kind of coincides with each other, you know? So yeah, I wanted to show you guys this because I got this recently and I'm happy about it, as The Rascal Does Not Dream of Petite Devil Kohai. So it is the Koga arc in the, and that covers the stuff that happened in the anime for the Koga arc. So it's not new content that happens after the anime or anything like that, or after the movies. It's just the Koga arc from episodes, I believe, 4 through 6, but just in manga form that covers the Koga stuff with her adolescent syndrome and everything. So I just wanted to give a little clarity there, just in case anybody has any questions on that. But I wanted to show you guys just some differences between the manga and light novel. So if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't seen manga really, like you guys don't own any or anything like that, just know that manga, for the most part, yeah, they have nothing but like panels and art and everything like that. They do have dialogue and everything within it. There's like little boxes or bubbles for dialogue and stuff, but a lot of it, the vast majority of it is like a comic book, you know, so it has a lot of pictures and everything. So I'll show you guys the inside right now. So it looks a lot like this. There's a lot of pictures, there's a lot of panels within it, like, and it's like this throughout the entire thing. There's some, I think, like double page spreads or something like that throughout some of it and everything too. But that's just to give you guys a little bit of a glimpse into what a manga looks like, and for the most part of what it is. But light novels, they are different. They are just novels for light reading, hence the name light novel. So if you guys look at what the light novels are, for the most part, they're mainly text. So it's like a lot of it is just the words throughout it. There are some pictures kind of sporadically spread out throughout it. Like I want to say for the Bunny Girl Senpai series, at least, there's at least like, I want to say 7 to 10 pictures throughout the entire thing. So there's not a ton, but there are still some pictures throughout it. But yeah, just to get a little bit of a glimpse as to what that looks like. So this is what it looks like on the inside. And it's like this for the most part throughout the entire thing. And then, like I said, there are some pictures throughout it, and I'm gonna see if I can find one for you guys to see. So here's one of them. Yeah, there are some pictures throughout it, but it's not a whole bunch, like I said. For the most part, it's just text. A lot of the times, most of the pictures that you're gonna see within it are gonna be in the beginning of the actual light novel itself, like this, or yeah, like, I really like the second volume of the light novel for the Bunny Girl Senpai series because it has a long picture on it. So but yeah, it's something like this too. This is in the beginning of it. But yeah, I want to show you guys this one. So this is the Rascal Does Not Dream of Petite Devil Kohai, but in light novel form. I showed you guys the manga earlier, but this is the light novel for it. And this one I really like because it gave us like a really big picture of it. So it has this in like the very beginning of it. So this is really, really cool. And then there's the other side of it that shows Koga on that side, and of course Mai Sakurajima, the best girl there. So good stuff on that part. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of like insight as to what it looks like for light novels, and then what it looks like for a manga. So this is the first volume of the manga, and then like I said, manga have panels, art, and everything like that. So it looks a lot like this. And the light novels are mainly text, like I said. Like I said, they have some pictures spread out throughout it, but not a whole lot, you know. And one of the differences that I wanted to kind of explain for the Bunny Girl Senpai series was that they're doing it a little bit differently for the English version of the manga compared to what Japan's doing for their Japanese volumes and everything, because I remember I had spoke on it before that the manga for the actual Bunny Girl Senpai series, it's pretty thick. It's like, it's more thick than what like a normal manga usually is. So I was wondering why that was. And I noticed that if you kind of like do some digging around and some research on what the Japanese volumes for the Bunny Girl Senpai series looks like, it looks like they released them in 2 different parts. So right here, like if you see, this is the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, like volume 1 for the manga that covers the Mai Sakurajima arc. So episodes 1 through 3, like her whole arc when it comes to her adolescent syndrome and everything. It's all in this one book. But in Japan, they released her arc in two different parts. So there was part 1 and then there was part 2. And then they did the same thing with Koga's arc too with the manga. So yeah, so this one, so Rascal Does Not Dream of Petit Devil Kohai, this is pretty thick too in the English release, but in Japan, they released it in two different parts. So it covered all of Koga's arc, but in two different books for it though. So I think what they did for the US release or the English release in general is that they kind of combined it into one and made it like one big thick book. So it's not released in two different parts like that. So I thought that's really cool that they did that. And another thing too that they did with the series is that the manga is like way behind from what the light novel is right now. So I thought they were kind of on par, like kind of near the same count of volumes that are out. So the Bunny Girl Senpai series, they're on their light novel. They're on volume 11 right now. So Rascal Does Not Dream of Nightingale just released not that long ago. But for the manga, they barely released the Rascal Does Not Dream of a Logical Witch, but the manga version. So this is the light novel right now, but the manga version of this barely released just like maybe a couple of days ago or like a week or two ago or something like that in Japan. So they're like way behind right now on that. So I'm not sure if we're going to get a manga version of the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai series anytime soon. I'm hoping we do, or at least an English version. I'm not sure if we're going to get that anytime soon because they just released it in Japan. But we'll see what happens with that. It might take a little bit to kind of push out that actual Rascal Does Not Dream of a Logical Witch series or the book or whatever for it to the US or just to everybody for the English version, you know? So that's going to be a little bit weird to see what happens with that. So it might be a little bit while before we get it. But yeah, for the light novels, of course, that like I said, there's up to 11 volumes out. So that's why the 4th volume of the light novel, it's the Rascal Does Not Dream of Siscon Idol. That one's already kind of set to come out on March 23rd. So they already have Japanese versions of that light novel, so it's easier to, of course, make it's easier to make an English version of that and pump it out to the vast majority of people that are going to be getting that, so bring it to the US and everything. So they can't really pump out a volume 3 English version if there's not even one made in Japan yet, you know, so to adapt it from. So that's going to be interesting to see how long it's going to take for them to actually do that. And it's going to be a little bit sad too, because I wanted to get my hands on a lot of the manga sooner rather than later, but we'll see what happens with that. We can wait and everything. We got time. So yeah, that's just a little bit of differences there. And one of the other things that I wanted to cover too, just some differences between light novels and manga, is that I noticed that if you guys read manga, you know that, and you have the volumes for them, you know that manga, you read them in the opposite direction. So like, at least in the US books here, normally you read them from left to right, but in manga, you read them from right to left. You go like from this way to this way, so right to left. But for light novels, it's the other way. It's like normal, at least for US English books and everything. So it goes from left to right and everything. The cover's on the left side over here, and then you go to the right side. So I thought that was a little bit weird. I barely noticed that the other day. I kind of looked around and I was like, huh, I didn't notice that. I thought they were the same because they're kind of like based in Japan and everything and then released later over here. I thought they were both kind of the same and went from right to left, but I looked at them and I was like, huh, that's weird. They do actually go from left to right for light novels and then right to left for manga. So like this is the Rising of the Shield Hero and this is the light novel for the Shield Hero, and it goes from right or from left to right like that. So yeah, I didn't want to mess that up, but yeah, you guys get the point there. Same thing for the first volume of the light novel here, from left to right. So I thought that was really interesting, a really cool thing that I wanted to bring up because I didn't notice it at first until I actually kind of took a look at a few of the different light novels that I have. So one of the things was the My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. I looked at that one, it was the same. For my Shield Hero one, it was the same for that one too. And then for the Bunny Girl Senpai ones, it was for that too. I haven't read a ton of light novels, so I didn't really notice it initially. But yeah, that was just some cool things that I noticed for the differences between manga and light novel. I hope that you guys got a little bit more clarity and a little bit of a better understanding what the differences are between the two. And yeah, just a little bit of clarity as to what or where the Bunny Girl Senpai series stands when it comes to manga and light novel. Oh yeah, one other thing that I did want to mention too is just that in the light novel, one of the differences there is that because it's a lot of text in it, you're going to get a lot more disposition throughout the actual like novel itself. You're going to get a lot more monologuing, a lot more kind of describing of the environment and stuff like that. Because it's text, you don't have a lot of pictures to show where these people are going, or like, yeah, all the places they're passing by and stuff like that. So you're going to get a lot more explanation of where these people are at, like I don't know, the birds, or just the environment, how this person's kind of expressing themselves outwardly, like in their appearance and everything like that. You know, I don't know if they're shrugging, or I don't know, they give off a weird expression or something like that, reacting to something. But yeah, you're gonna get a lot of that, and you're gonna get a lot of, like I said, the monologuing and everything, people's thoughts and their mindset and all that stuff. But yeah, those are just some interesting things that you're gonna get from manga and light novel, the differences between the two. Like I said, I hope this provides you with some good insight in regards to the differences and everything between the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai series for the light novel and manga, or just in general when it comes to different light novels and manga. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the video. I hope this all helped you all a bunch. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great holiday season and a great 2021 coming up. You all have a great rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.